finally, I would like to ask you. I can hear your accent, even though you're born in Venezuela, brought up in Colombia. At the moment, you are in Colombia. Your mother tongue is Spanish, but you are speaking with English completely, perfectly with American accent. So it's really impressed me. What's the secret behind of it? Please teach me, teach all of us how we can get the accent. If somebody like British accent, if somebody like American accent, what should we
Sure.
do? Hello, Zaire. Welcome to AK Learning Zone. How you doing, man?
Hello, hey, Ahmed. Yeah, I'm pretty good. Thank you so much for having me here today. I'm really excited to be in this show.
You're welcome. All right, Zaire. First of all, I would like to let you know that our conversation will be recorded. Is that okay for you?
Yeah, yeah, totally. It's fine. No
All
problem.
right. Thank you so very much. Zaire,
Sure.
where are you originally from?
I was born in Venezuela originally, but I moved to Colombia when I was 5 years old. So I'm practically Colombian. Also, my parents, they are from Colombia.
All right. So you are living in Colombia at the moment.
Yeah, in the moment, I live in Colombia and I've been living for the last 10, 15 years. But
That's
now,
great. So it is in South America, right?
yeah, that's South
South
America.
America. All right. Thank you so
Correct.
very much, Jared. Today we're going to talk about how important spoken English in our daily life. Yeah, especially those who not English speaker, those mother tongue is not English. How important is English speaking in daily life? Being an English teacher as well as you are musicians, multi-talented guy, I want to know something. How important do you think that it's really important to learn how to speak English and why?
Yeah, sure. I think it's important to speak English because English language it's kind of universal, right? So maybe when you were a child, you see English in school. When you were in school, you see a lot of English in different phases, right? So let's speak first about the school and about your childhood. So maybe in your childhood it's not as important as now, because as now it's kind of requirement if you wanna apply for an interview job or if you wanna get into the university. Maybe English it's a requirement, right? It's mandatory for you to learn. This is kind of sad because okay, it's like an obligation for you, but it's better when you try to fall in love with the language, when you just want to learn by yourself, right? Reading for discipline and for will and for all your love to learn a language. And I think it's very important for people that are Latin people, right? Which mother language is not the English, but anyone else. So yeah.
So
In
basically,
the other hand,
it's a very important nowadays because it's a digital era. We're living in advanced world now. Everyone should learn how to speak English. Any way we go, job, business, anybody, any
yeah,
profession.
if you wanted to travel abroad, maybe for opportunity or for
Yeah.
a job opportunity, maybe you will need English. You will need try to communicate with other people in
Mm.
different languages. But well, in this case, we're talking about English, but there are different languages. It's
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
It doesn't have to be your mother
It
language
makes
as
our life
well.
more easy when we have good communications to one another. So
Yeah,
it's
of
a
course.
communication skill as well if we learn how to speak English.
Yeah.
That's
Totally.
great. Well done.
Communication
Okay,
skills.
Jer, you have been teaching English since which year?
Uh, let's say 1994, 1995.
Oh,
Uh,
wow, wonderful.
yeah,
That's
I
great.
think yeah, it was more over than 25 years teaching English because
Oh,
I just learned when I was 7 years. I used to
amazing,
watch a
man.
lot of
Great.
cartoons. A lot of cartoons. I used to watch a lot of cartoons in English, not Spanish,
Yeah.
from the original. channel from Cartoon Network. You know that
Cartoon Network. Yeah,
cartoon,
yeah,
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 that channel from children. So
yeah,
I just trained my ear to
yeah.
listening skills without knowing about listening skills. So when I turned
Wow.
14, I
Listening
think I'm
skills,
14,
very
15
important. Yeah,
years.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that's the
I became.
questions I'm going to ask you now. Being an English teacher, it's been like 25 years of experience to teach English.
A lot of
Please give
experience.
us,
Yeah.
our viewers, our learners, some valuable advice how they can learn speaking English so confidently, and what should they do at the beginning stage, and what to do, what to avoid. All together, give some, please, important experience of your life, what you have gained. Give us and share with us, please.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Well, if you want to talk with confidence and maybe with the security that you just gonna have a or made some mistakes or something like that, maybe you're just trying to focus about grammar and about vocabulary. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my story. When I was a kid, I used to grab a lot of books. I even spent my money lunch on books, so I didn't eat anything at school, you know.
Yeah,
So I used to grab a lot of books about vocabulary, about grammar, and books, not big books, but small ones. So the smallest one, I think, ever.
yeah,
And I used to bought it in the bus, you know, in the bus and the route
yeah,
or school route. So yeah, practically I'm just gained about according to all the knowledge about the house, right? Parts of the house, parts of the body, colors, animals, every kind of animal, you know, aquatic ones, mammals, insects, invertebrates, everything, man.
yeah,
And also the restaurants, also the museums. And what about the days of the week? And what about the months of the year? And what about the seasons of time, the planets of the universe? Everything. Every kind of concept, every kind of terminology. It will be really helpful. And it was helpful because now I can speak English and I think I can
wow.
have a good level, right?
What a great
At
strategy
speaking.
you've
And
followed since your childhood, man. Yeah.
yeah,
You
and
know?
not just only in speaking, but writing and reading comprehensions, because you need to understand what are you reading.
Yeah.
Maybe it's some script or some text, or maybe when you're watching a movie or when you're watching a series or everything. Even when you are singing in a karaoke, you need to understand what are you saying.
All right. Yeah, yeah. So at the beginning stage, some common vocabulary, they can pick up animal's name, they can pick up color's name, they can pick up all any things they like to gain the some vocabulary knowledge. Beside that, when they start learning, what can they should focus mostly?
Yeah, well, about that, I would suggest do this. Maybe if you can just write in a piece of sheet, you know, maybe in every kind of object about your house. So you are going to start with your house. So you just grab a piece and you just mark, okay, this is called wall, and this is called
Wow.
chair, this is called bed, this is the floor, this is the roof,
Excellent.
this is the television, this is the chair, every kind of terminology. And
Great.
when you see that, when you are looking at, you already know the name in English. Uh, have it in mind or bear in mind that your mother language it's totally different than
Yeah,
English,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
In my case, it was Spanish, so I just do that, and so I know that what's a television, and maybe when you just walk out of the door, or maybe when just have with your family, you know, in a trip or something like that, you are
Mm,
seeing other cars, and you oh, that's a car, that's a truck, that's a motorcycle, that's a bike, oh, that's a clouds, that's the sky, that's a trees, that's herb, right? That's the
mm,
ground and
mm.
everything. So all the vocabulary it's around you. You
Yeah,
just need to pay attention. You just
yeah,
need to look
yeah.
around you, and that's it.
That's great, man. This is something unique that you give us the idea. I never heard it before. So since I am doing this podcast, you said that whatever in your house, in your room, you write down the name of their
That's
parts,
right.
equipments, and try to pronounce correctly. Try to learn how to spell the correctly. It will help all the way. Not
Sure, sure.
yeah, not only vocabulary. Wow, that's great. And how about making sentence? I found that the beginners, the new learners, they always feel nervous and scared to making sentence, and they feel nervous to speak out loud. So regarding that, making sentence and speak out loud from their mouth, what advice would you give, please?
Okay, well, in that case, well, I was saying before, yeah, all the terminology it's around you, right? So maybe you and your creative thoughts. So maybe you can just start with a story or something like that. Maybe something that you just made up in that moment. So once upon a time, there was a white house, a big white house. So you just add in so adjectives, right?
Yeah.
Adjectives to the sentence, so that it's the way you expand all your vocabulary because you're thinking about what you're seeing around you, right? And maybe if you have a mother language like Spain or something like that, totally different than English,
Mm,
you could think in English, sorry, in Spanish first, and then you translate it to English.
mm,
But that it's in the first place, right? When you are a beginner,
mm,
when you just gain a little bit of practice, you just can write sentences. And
mm,
also, I think it's especially when you are learning, it's very helpful to have in mind all the grammar forms.
yeah.
And I'm talking about antonyms and synonyms, right?
Mm,
And homophones, homograph, homonyms. What about hiatus and diphthongs?
mm,
Because all those clauses
mm,
exist in English. And I think that exists in any kind of language, totally
mm.
different than English. But it exists in Spanish, so exists as
Mm.
well in English.
And
So,
like
yeah,
at the beginning time, they can use the common word with common sentence, like what they do in daily basis, their daily routine. They can practice with the daily routine as well, since morning till night. When they got up from the bed, what they do, they go into washroom, wash their face, brush their
yeah, yeah,
teeth.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
something.
You
Yeah,
just take upon your liberty to set up some limits between your time and your routine and your strategy because it's
yeah,
gonna be your own strategy.
yeah,
So maybe you are pretty good at speaking, right? Or maybe you're pretty good at writing, but
yeah,
you need to practice your
yeah,
speaking. Or
yeah,
maybe you are pretty good at speaking, but you need to practice your reading or your reading comprehension because
yeah,
it's not the same read to understand what are you reading, to
yeah,
understand every kind of element
yeah,
set of American English in this case. So yeah, I think that when you start uh, everything just going ahead, you
yeah,
know,
yeah. Practice, just practice in regular base.
yeah,
And
and repeat over and over again in front of the mirror,
no, in front
or
of the
with,
mirror.
or today with nowadays with all the digital technology and everything, you
Yeah,
can just ask to the IA or
yeah,
Gemini or
yeah.
whatever you want, man.
ChatGPT, Gemini, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
can practice. If somebody say I don't have a practice partner, so I think in this digital era 2025, if you say you don't have English practice partner, I can say you are far beyond the border because
yeah, totally.
there is a chat GPT. You can have a nice beautiful girlfriend with the sweet boys. You can talk to them in each and every time whenever you want. 247, they are there for you to speak. So please
Yeah, of
make
course.
your self a English practice partner, one of those AI apps. So it's really helpful for you to gain your spoken English journey. All right. Thank you so very much, Jer. Last but not the least, finally, I would like to ask you. I can hear your accent, even though you're born in Venezuela, brought up in Colombia. At the moment, you are in Colombia. Your mother tongue is Spanish, but you are speaking with English completely, perfectly with American accent. So it's really impressed me. What's the secret behind of it? Please teach me, teach all of us how we can get the accent. If somebody like British accent, if somebody like American accent, what should we
Sure.
do?
Okay, if you want to improve your American pronunciation, in this case, of your American accent, because there are two types of English, right? So you already know the American because it's more universal, let's say. And the other one is British, which some people consider it as real English, right? The original one. And
Oh,
in my
thank you
case,
so much.
well, you need to focus and you need to just grab all the knowledge according to the IPA chart. IPA chart is the element, right, of words. In this case, sounds of every vowel or every consonant.
Yeah.
I did it. I did it. So you just you are let's say that you're a beginner, right? And
Yeah.
you're learning the alphabet, the ABC. So it is A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And when you just come to the Z, which is the last word of the consonants, you're just looking for the APA chart. It will give you all the sounds for every letter in the alphabet. In this case, every letter of the vowel. There are two or maybe three or four, five sounds according to the structure or the sentences structure. If you find a hiatus or if you find a diphthong, it changes totally the sound. And for the case in the vowel, if you want to make a difference between American and Colombian accent, right, or Latin accent in this case, when I pronounce these following consonants like T, P, and R in Latin accent is totally different. It's
Different.
T, P, R or T,
Yeah.
P, R. So instead of say Tony, I say Tony.
Yeah. Yeah.
Instead of say pony, I say pony.
Yeah.
Instead of
So
say,
so 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 that difference to identify. How did you get it? I mean, what beginner should do to avoid the local tone transform to the American
yeah,
accent?
yeah.
Yeah.
Today you just can look it for in YouTube channels. You just
Yeah.
plug in the
Listen a
www.
lot from the native speaker, even if they
Yeah, sure.
depends upon them which accent they want to pick up. So they're just following their speaking, listening a lot, podcast. If they want to learn British accent or pick up the British accent, they watch the BBC or all the British programs. And if they want American, they watch CNN or Voice of America. So most of the time, listening can make helps the learners to pick up the accent quickly. That's what I'm saying.
That that's it. That's it. You can even follow a lot of teachers teach this kind of grammar and IPA charts according to sounds, according to phonetically speaking.
Mm.
So that's you need to hear and you just need to focus about the pronunciation because every kind of pronunciation have a single exercise.
Mm.
So you just play with your tongue, with your teeth, with your lips, inclusive, right, or included, involving that.
Mm.
For example, when you are pronouncing words that start with P, 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 so
Mm.
you can see P, P, P.
Yeah.
So you just expulse a little air from your mouth to pronounce it and to pronounce it correctly,
Yeah.
like party, for example, party, party, and you repeat over and over again. You can look for that in internet because there's a lot of knowledge. There's a lot
Yeah.
of websites when
Yeah.
you can
Yeah.
just learn the directly or the correctly exercise. In my case, well, I just seen it in the dictionary because the dictionary has the correctly symbols according to phonetically, and you just say that it's short sounds, there are large sounds, a very, very, very short sound called the schwa.
Yeah.
For instance, in the word teacher,
Mhm.
teacher, it's a
Yeah.
very short sound. So you
Yeah.
just learn everything
Yeah.
about phonetically speaking.
Yeah, and another question I need to know that. So uh, shall we advise to the beginner learners when they're learning a journey, primary stage, don't focus on accent, focus first vocabulary, making sentence. Once it's become more confident and more correction, then you start pick up the accent. Is that a good advice to them, or from the beginning they can work on the accent?
Uh, there's two strategies. So everyone just learn from different ways. Maybe
Different way.
if you can listen first
Yeah.
and you repeat, you know, just like a shadowing technique or shadowing
Yeah.
method,
Yeah.
you can do that. You
Yeah.
just you're watching a TV program or you're
Yes.
watching a movie and you
Yeah.
just stop and you just
Yes.
repeat it,
So
just
that means in the
after the
learning
actor.
period also they can work on the accent as well. So it's make their
Totally.
time bit shorter. No need to spend extra time to pick up the accent. They can when they're listening something, they're just shadowing or copying what how they pronounce with the you just saying that in so much content in YouTube and
Yeah.
social media, they just
Actually,
listening a lot.
actually, it's two cases because you can do that. You can just practice repeating according to the voice, right, or according to the actor or the actress of the movie or the series program.
Yes.
But in this case, you are repeating where you're listening, right? To
Mm-mm.
just repeating over and over again, and just according to the context or according to the situation, you just can know and you
Mm-mm.
just can be aware of what are they talking about according to the situation in this case. But also, you just can find why this word sounds like this
Mm.
and doesn't sound like that. But that's according to the location, the places
Yeah.
or the countries that maybe you were born, right?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
you were development according to the situation of the place or
Mm.
what you hear from you were a child. So that's the pronunciation for you. And it's not just such a thing like a good pronunciation or bad pronunciation. So all pronunciations are valid.
Mm.
That's up to you. That's up to the location. That's up to the country. Because, for example, in the US, in the North, or the Northern people called an instrument, a musical instrument, guitar,
Mm.
guitar,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
But in the South, they say, hey, why do you give me the guitar? Guitar.
Guitar.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so the word stress is in
Yeah.
the first syllable because you
Yeah.
need to pay attention and focus about the syllables of every word. It's the okay. All this has to do with grammar. So when you learn grammar, you can be aware of these things and trying as less possible to make mistakes. I know that make mistakes is important for you to learn, but in this case, the more you learn, the more master it
Master
your
it. The more you
language.
listen, the more you master it. The
Yeah,
more you
just
practice, the more you
practice.
master it. Yes. Thank
Practice
you.
makes perfect.
Thank you so very much, Jaya. We are at the last stage of our program. Thank you so very much for your valuable advice and my dear respected brothers and sisters, viewers, learners, those who are watching us. This is a very important teacher, Jaya, all the way from Colombia. He is an English teacher, and he saying to us, if you want to pick up the accent or you want to learn speaking English, uh, practice listening is the key of your successful spoken English journey. So thank you so very much for being with us and stay tuned with AK Learning Zone. We shall see you soon with another guest from the different country, inshallah. Thank you, Zaya, for give time to AK Learning Zone. Thank you so very much.
Okay, thank you, Admiral, for inviting me, for having me here. It was a pleasure, and it was a really pleasure to have some tips, you know, some bits of advice for every people who wants to learn English. Yeah, just focus about practicing and just focus about discipline. Discipline is real important for you guys. It's not according to the time, it's you.
Thank you.
It's up to you to learn faster or slower, but that doesn't matter at the end of the day. At the end of the day is that you learn and you learn correctly.